The final balance changes are out and I'm gonna show you what's changing in the next season. Don't forget to use my creator code Tryaz in the shop. Thank you very much, and now let's go. I will start with the nerfs, and the first change is for the tornado. The tornado will deal 50% less damage. Before it had 2 ticks, now it will be reduced to 1 tick, so it's now possible to actually activate the king tower with skeletons against graveyard. Our next card is the Rage Spell, and the Rage Spell will deal less damage. They are reducing the damage by 23%, and if you look at the stats on level 11, before it was 192, now it's going to 148 damage, and also the crown tower damage is reduced, so Rage Spell is getting a damage nerf. Nothing will change in any interactions now, it's only the damage on the tower and the units, but don't worry, you can still one-shot Spear Goblins and evolved bats. Our third card is the Goblinstein, and Goblinstein is also getting a slight nerf. And no, Supercell is not nerfing the ability, it's still focusing on the HP from the Goblin Monster. The Goblin Monster will now have 4% less health. The stats are going from 2393 to 2304 HP. So let's have a look at the stats right here. Doctor won't change anything at all, but the hit points from the monster are reduced. You can see the stats right here, and let's jump into the next one. Nerf number 4 is the change everybody was waiting for. Dagger Duchess is getting a nerf, and this is great, because Dagger Duchess will now deal 5% less damage, and honestly this won't change that much as most of the interactions stay the same, but in long term, if you play against tanks, it might do a slight difference, but overall I think the card will still remain broken. So the damage is going from 112 to 107, so around about 5% nerf here. Still not that much, but I hope Dagger Duchess will be played less in the new season. There's one last nerf coming with the final balance changes, and this is for the Goblin Gang, because the Goblin Gang's first hit from the stab goblins, so the goblins with the knife, is now reduced by 50%, so it's going from 0.4 seconds, let's see, it's this goblin here, from 0.4 seconds to 0.6 seconds. Yeah, you can actually not see it here in the stats, but the first hit is reduced, which makes Goblin Gang overall a bit worse. Our first rework is for all goblin cards in the game, because goblins now have a quicker deploy time, so when you place them they are fast in the arena, but her first hit on every target is reduced by 0.2 seconds, which means no longer 0.4 but instead 0.6 seconds. This means when a goblin hits units and he walks to another unit, he takes a bit longer to make his first hit there, which is overall a slight damage nerf in time. Not a crazy nerf, more like a rework. I think it will mostly not affect the game at all. For interactions with Goblin Barrel, nothing will change. It will deploy a bit faster on the tower, so the first hit is a bit slower, but overall nothing will change there with the damage it will do on the tower. There's only one thing that's now a bit easier for you, because if you place a Goblin Barrel, you have 0.2 seconds longer to kill this card with a spell like a log, because they take a bit longer until they do their first hit. Important. Next up, we have a second rework, and this one is for the Evolution Lumberjack. And the Evolution Lumberjack will no longer have his 1-card cycle, instead they will change it to a 2-card cycle. Next to this, because this is a drastic nerf, they are buffing some of the ghost stats. The ghost now will deal a bit more damage. Having a look at the stats right here, on level 11 the damage is now 256, before it was 192, so they are increasing the damage by 33%. We also have some buffs, and the first buff is for the Berserker. The Berserker now has 8% more hit points. If you look at the gameplay, yeah, you see she's a bit more tanky, but the stats don't change that much. She will go from 832 to 896 HP, so 8% more health. Not that crazy overall. Yeah, let's see how good this works in the arena. The next buff is for one of my favorite cards in the game, and it's the Suspicious Bush. This card will deal more damage now. Everything else will stay the same, but this card will deal 12% more damage, and we have to be honest, it's already dealing a lot of damage. And having a look at the stats now from these goblins, now they will deal 256 damage, before they only did 227. So when they connect to your tower, it's even more dangerous for you. Don't let these guys connect there. We have another buff for the Evolution Tesla, and this card is finally getting a buff after it got killed into the ground. Now the pulse wave from the Tesla will deal 17% more damage. Before it was 148, now it's going to 174. I can show you the stats here as well. That's how it looks right now on level 11 if you have the new buff Tesla version. Yeah, a bit more damage in the pulse wave. I think that's a great change Supercell is doing here. I think Tesla will still not be too broken, so I agree with this change. And yeah, as you probably recognize, there are 2 cards missing. One's the Executioner and then the Prince. I will start with the Executioner, and Supercell will nerf this card for its release. This is old gameplay, so you cannot see the newer gameplay now, but they will rework, or better, let's say, nerf the card. And no, they will keep it on 1 cycle, but they will change the knockback and the damage, or the bonus damage that the Executioner is dealing, because the close quarter knockback is now going from 2 seconds to 1.5 seconds. So this means that the push is not that big anymore. And next to this, they are changing the extra damage the Executioner got. It's now 13% less damage in this closer radius, so it's no longer double damage, it's only close double damage. It's going from 337 to 294. It's just a slight nerf for the Executioner to not release him too broken. And the last card is the Prince, and I know a lot of people were waiting for a nerf for Prince, but Supercell is not changing anything for this card. I have no idea how they missed changing this card, because it's way too broken right now. It deals way too much damage when it charges into troops, so no idea what Donald cooked there. Anyways, that's it for today's video. What do you think about the final changes? Are they good? Are they bad? Let me know your feedback in the comments, and we will see us in our next video. Bye.